Wonder, how many of y'all have ever ran in a situation where you wanted to move forward, where you wanted to go into what you would think is, say, the right direction, the direction that you see as being better because what you used to do is something that's dangerous. But you feel a little nervous, a little scared, a little skeptical about moving forward because you just remember the old, remember the past, you remember what it used to be, where you just start to really just feel like you're not actually going to be able to have the success that you really want because you're just scared that you're going to continuously have what it is that you used to have. My name is Mark Anthony DeBose Jr., and I was born July 4th of 1986. Today I want to talk about something that I feel like I just have to continue to keep talking about today is making sure that we are not going back and doing the same things that we used to do. And sometimes just the simple fact of trying to say to you or trying to even say to your own self of, I'm not going to do what I used to do, that sometimes we just get a little scared, I guess is a good word that I like to use, with feeling like we're moving forward. We're doing what it is that we should be doing. We're headed down a new path. We're starting to have more success. We're starting to have more freedom. We're starting to have more joy. Start to have more self-control, having more patience, having more kindness, and having more, just being more gracious in our life. And we feel like we just kind of run into a situation where we are skeptical about what it is that we're moving forward with because we're scared that once you start to include other people, not just say yourself anymore, that you feel like you kind of are going to run into the same situation again. Wonder, how many of y'all nervous to try something new? Johnny down? May down. Johnny down? Man, I gotta always add an extra tone with him that's a little higher than I like. It's a very interesting situation. But how many of y'all have ever just ran into a thing where you're happy and satisfied with yourself? You're happy with what's going on with you. But you try to start to say, now introduce other people. You start to try to put new boundaries on new people that are coming in where you're a little hesitant, you're a little worried, you're a little scared about what is going to happen because you're just constantly remembering what you used to have and what you used to be like and what you used to always be around. That you think that everything that you move towards is going to be the same thing that you used to be. Because I just feel like for myself that a lot of things that I've done in my life that just really get me thinking a lot. Like, when I would be around a person, be around a group of people, be around an organization of people, that I felt like they were something new at first, but then after the more and more I kept going at it, I've just felt like I noticed that it just starts to turn into the same thing that I used to have and used to be a part of. That it just constantly just grows and molds into being what I used to be. And then I start to, like, say, do the same old things that I used to do. Start to be the same old person that I used to be. Start picking up old habits that I used to have. And not feeling like I'm actually progressing and moving forward on this planet, that I feel like every time I run into someone or a situation or an organization, I just feel like it just kind of puts me back in the same place again. I wonder how many of y'all are scared to say do some change because you just feel like that's exactly what's going to happen to you. We're not digging, homie. That we just continue to keep wanting to stay away. We keep wanting to try to say improve yourself. You keep wanting to try and do the differences, but realizing that doing the differences with other people and having other people around really starts to make you very, very nervous. Really starts to make you really paranoid is a word that I really would rather use. That we like to just stay like evolving on our own and not trying to do something new and not leaving the old behind because we feel like the old is just there. It's always still there. That every time that you feel like you introduce something new, that you just feel like the old is just gonna be there. And or you're gonna introduce something new that's gonna say, like, maybe terrify you a little bit. Terrify you in a way that kind of makes you just go back to the old again anyways. Where the old is just sitting back there just saying, hey, I want you. I need you. I always want you to be around. Because I don't know why it is, people. But just the longer I live on this planet, the more and more I have a good understanding that the old is always there to accept you back. The old is always ready for you to just settle down and just continue to keep doing what your old was. That your old is always willing and wanting and needing in reality for you to come back to it. And that's something I feel like a lot of us really get damaged with, really get destroyed with. That we need to start leaving the back and the old alone and start moving with the forward and the new. And also at the same time, just remembering and realizing and have a really good understanding that once you leave the old behind, the new isn't going to be the old, the new is going to be the new. So you have to make sure that you are constantly moving with the new, with not thinking that the new is going to be like the old. Because the old is in reality more likely damaging, more likely destructive, more likely just not what it is that you're looking for. That's why it's the old. That's why it's back there. That's why you're no longer in it no more. That's why you no longer do those things anymore. Because such as excessive drinking. Like, that's the old you. If you move into the new when the new doesn't do that, but yet you try to bring that into the new is gonna, for one, more likely just reject you. It's gonna push you back. And then you're gonna end up back in a back state of going back to the old. And it may not be, say, your even choice, but you're gonna force your own self because you start to run into situations where you just are constantly having the need to go back to the old because you're just scared of what the new is going to bring. And I'm telling you, the old is destructive. The old is very, very damaging. The old is very, very ruthless to you. The old is not going to be able to bring you any sort of satisfaction. The old is not going to be able to do anything that's going to be able to help you out, to be able to please you, to be able to make you eating the poop, buddy, to be able to make you succeed on this planet. Where the new is going to be able to help you out. The new is going to be able to bring you into great places that you've never ever been able to go to. And that's something that, a simple concept with working with this animal right here, this cute dog, that he can continue to do the old stuff that he used to do, but he's going to realize that his life is just not all that exciting by doing that old stuff. So when we start doing some new stuff, he's like, ooh, I kind of like this new stuff because it's more relaxing, it's more comforting, it's more calming. It's just hang back, it's just relaxing. It's no longer just going here, doing this and doing that and doing about this and doing about here. That when we start going into the new, he's like, I can handle this. But yet sometimes he just gets this new is a little bit too much. It's just too good. It's just, say, it may be too good to be true. Where he just has to start to come in and start to maybe challenge a little bit and say, I kind of want to go back to the old for a little bit. So he'll go back to the old for a little bit, and then he'll realize, man, that was stressful. I was going here, he kept making me move here. I went there, he kept making me move here. I went over there, he kept making me move here. If I would have just stayed into the new, I wouldn't be having all these issues that just keep giving me all this pushback. I would just be on a smooth sail, straight path, getting stuff done. But the main thing that I really just want more and more people to really focus on is the simple fact and the simple concept that I'm going to say, and I'm going to say this 100 more times in my life and maybe 1,000 more times in my life, is the old stuff, I'm telling you, is damaging you. The old stuff, I'm telling you, is slowing you down. The old stuff is restricting you. The old stuff is not allowing you to be able to be the free person that you want to be. And if you want to continue to keep on using and utilizing that old stuff and trying to make it and be into your new stuff, you're only going to run into a whole lot of situations. You're only going to run into a whole lot of backlash where you're just going to start having complication after complication after complication because you're just not moving with the new, with still thinking about and being about the old, and or moving with the new, thinking that the new is going to be the old. Because if that's what you're already thinking, that's what you're going to get, and that's what's going to happen to you. That's what's going to be all about you. Hey, May, let's get down. I know you excited to go bark when he barks. I get you. I feel you. Get down. But that's something that I feel like a lot of us really need to start focusing on. That whatever you're thinking about and what you're putting all your thoughts into, your energy into, your passion into, that's what's going to come to you. That's what's going to be about you. That's what your reality is going to be able to become. So if you're thinking that the new is going to be like the old, I'm telling you, the new is going to be exactly what the old is all about. It's not going to be any different. You're not going to have any new success. You're just going to slip back and fall back and keep on doing the same old stuff that you used to do. And also at the same time, you got to make sure that the new isn't a part of what your old is. That sometimes we look at certain aspects and certain characteristics and certain traits and we think that some new stuff is what it is that's going to be able to bring us that happiness and bring us that joy. But you decided to sit here and not pay attention to certain things, realizing that there's certain things that are of the old that are very frustrating to you, like very aggravating to you, where if you don't really pay close attention to it, you're just going to end up putting yourself right back into the old again. And sometimes I feel like we just run into a situation where we just don't ever want to get out of the old. We just want to stay in it. We just want to mingle in it. And then the big thing about that is we don't want the new because we don't want to move on and be happy and be in a successful state and be calm and have more patience and be more relaxed and have more self-control, that we just want to stay angry. And I feel like it's a weird thing to me today that I feel like majority of people just want to stay angry. And that's something that I come to just really realize today. With especially like say working with this dog. Again, we're working with this dog that I just noticed that animals do not want to go back to what they used to do once they find something new that is awesome for them to be able to do. That's just something that like human beings do, where human beings just like get satisfied. Human beings get into a position where they're just like, I'll just deal with this and it just is what it is. Where I'm going to say it's like, no, we are extremely intelligent. Extremely intelligent. We are capable of doing any and everything possible on this planet. Because just look around, because everything that we use and utilize and everything that we have and everything that's of access to us is because somebody made it, somebody did it, somebody put it together. Somebody made this leash for me to be able to work with this dog, to be able to get what I need like that, like just instant. Someone slapped this camera system together to be able to make it and put it all together and make it happen so that I could do what it is I'm doing, to be able to speak and communicate to more people and be more effective to be able to get the message across that I need to be able to get across to people. That we are just so smart that we were able to do some awesome things that I just noticed that when the more and more I keep on working with just this basic animal right here, this super basic animal in comparison to how intelligent I am, the more that he realizes slowly but surely, he's like, I like this new. That old with me running and going and barking and lunging and biting and chewing and doing all this crazy stuff and digging and just going wild, just feeling like I got no idea what to do, where to go, how to go. He still has a little bit in him, but he's realizing really fast, I prefer this. I prefer to just lay here. I prefer to just hang out because I don't want to have to protect myself against those cows, which that's why he barks that way. I don't want to have to protect myself against that donkey back there. That's why he's barking and staring back there, because he feels like he needs to do that instead of me just taking control and knowing that he just has to follow me. And if he follows me, then none of that stuff's going to be able to bother him. None of that stuff's going to be able to matter to him. But he just has this like anxiousness of, I gotta get, but he's realizing slowly but surely. And slowly but surely in my book is just day by day just seeing like massive changes and massive progressions that start to happen that someone else would say it's little, but in reality, I don't know. I just feel like what I do with animals just really progresses on a very fast track way that even from yesterday, today, this dog is extremely different. He's not like the same animal anymore. So the simple things that let me know that animals really want to be in a better pace is the simple fact of how he acts. That he wasn't happy with how he used to be. He wasn't happy with the way that he used to have to deal with. He likes the fact of where we're headed to now. He's now starting to realize I can calm down. I can relax. I could do this. I like this. I like being able to sit here and lean up against you and you just pet my chest and just hang out. I like to not have to focus on all this stuff and feel like I need to fight it. I need to guard it. That I could just hang out with you and you're going to be, hey guys, where y'all going? Oh, get down. May, get down. Johnny, get down. Zeus, come here. There we go. Thank you. We're all good again. Sonny just realized that he just wants me to be able to take control of all that, me to be able to handle all that. And that's something that I just feel like has really been able to upgrade my life in a very fantastic way. And a fantastic way of being able to upgrade my life is having a good understanding that I just take myself out of the equation. I start allowing God to be able to take control of what it is that I need to worry about, and worry about is going to start happening to me, and worry about where I'm going to be able to start moving my life forward to. It's the same way that I'm taking control of this animal to make sure that he is learning how to be calm, that I got to be a little strict with him. I got to put some guidelines. I got to put some rules on him. I got to put some situations where he's not comfortable that I've got to be able to work him through. I got to be able to put him in scary situations to be able to guide him through it, work him through it, get him through it so that he's able to be able to know who I am, what I am, and also at the same time be able to trust me, knowing that I don't care how dangerous things look like out there. I'm here to help you. I'm here to guide you. I'm here to get you through it. I'm here, Oreo down. I'm here to, Oreo down. I'm here to make sure that you're good to go. I'm here to make sure that you're safe. I'm here to make sure that everything's going to be fine with you. And that's something that I feel like is who God is to me and what he's been able to do for me. He's been able to really relax me. He's been able to really calm me down. He's been able to really just let me know that everything is okay, that everything is all right, that I don't need to fight. I don't need to worry. I don't need to strife. I don't need to be jealous. I don't need to be envious. I don't need to do any of that stuff. I don't need to battle with anybody. I don't need to try to outperform someone and tell them I'm better than you and I'm trying to do more and be more and have more and just show off more. And I don't have to do any of that. I just have to be cool, be calm, be collected, and just have a good understanding that God's got everything that I need. That if I just really, really start to remove myself, that he's really just going to start taking over more and more. He's really going to start to just be able to upgrade my life to make sure that I don't have to worry. And that's something that I just feel like on a day-to-day basis, things just really start to happen for me. That things really start to come to me. That things that I don't put myself out to try to fight so hard to get, that I just said, God, you got it right because you promised me that, right? And the more I keep doing that, the more I realize that's the future and the push and the movement that I want to move into. Instead of going back into the old, feeling like I got to figure it out, I got to fight it, I got to do everything it takes to be able to get what it is that I got. I gotta keep on sitting out here and just fighting so hard to just be able to figure out how to be able to make ends meet. I got to figure out how to fight so hard to be able to figure out how to be able to get some food, to be able to eat it. I got to fight so hard to be able to figure out how to be able to do anything on this planet. When I just come to realize if I let all that go, if I just quit all of that, if I just let all that drop down, and I allow God to be able to handle that and be able to control that, I realize that things are super smooth for me. I'm no longer anxious. I'm no longer paranoid. I'm no longer frustrated. I'm no longer feeling jealous. I'm no longer feeling envious. I just feel a nice sense of relief of knowing that everything's taken care of. And when everything is taken care of, because that's what God promises when you understand and know who he is, that he says that he's going to make sure that everything's taken care of. That when everything's taken care of, there's just nothing for you to worry about because you don't have to struggle, stress, or feel in any sort of like rush that things need to be and things need to be. You're just going to be able to sit back and relax and just know that it is going to be, that things are going to be fine, that things are going to be able to move forward. And with that, I just want to say thank you. I just want to say thank you for the simple fact of watching this animal right here, this dog right here, do what he does on a day-to-day basis. That every single day, I just see massive differences in how he acts and what he does and what goes on with him. That he just keeps learning more and more. If he just listens to me, that his life gets better and better. Instead of just him running around, doing whatever he wants, running around, chewing on what he wants, running around, biting and barking on whatever he wants. The more and more that he starts to rely on me, knowing that I'm going to help him out, that I'm going to get him in the right place, the faster and faster I see just magic start to happen with this dog. Instead of him just being frantic all over the place, he's starting to learn, you know what? I noticed all these other dogs are laying down. Maybe I should try that out. I don't tell him to do anything. I just see what he's going to do. And it's something that I just realized is just an absolutely amazing thing, that the more he starts to say respect me and understand me and know what it is that I'm looking for, the more he's just willing to do for me. And the more that he starts to do for me, the more he starts to realize his life is so simple. And I'm just so thankful to be able to just consistently keep seeing stuff like this and working with stuff like this to just get a really, really good idea of knowing exactly who God is. Because these are his animals, people, that he created. This poodle doodle thing here has been mixed from one dog to another dog. It's not like they mixed a bear and a dog. It's not like they mixed a fish and a dog. Those don't make dogs. But when he makes a dog and a dog, you get a dog. And that's something for me that just lets me really know exactly who God is, and that God is as real as all can be on this planet. That sometimes we just need to make sure that we stop trying to be in control. Because the more that he tries to be in control, the more that he tries to, like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, the more that he realizes he's actually not having the fun that he thought he was having. He's more just anxious, he's just more just paranoid, and being paranoid, like, ooh, those cows behind that fence that can't jump that fence and get through that fence are gonna come get me, so I need to bark them away. Ooh, the neighbor that's 5 houses down's got a dog and it's in the backyard, it's gonna come and get me, so I need to bark and bark all day long. He realizes that's not healthy in any way for him. That's super stressful. And I feel like that's just the same concept with us as human beings. The more that we try to just fight and be paranoid and anxious and doing all this stuff with everything out here, instead of just relying and listening to what God's direction is, the more that we're just gonna be stressful and stressing on this planet and not having any sort of freedom, having any sort of real true patience on this planet. And that's something that just, I don't know, when I just see this and I work with this, I just have a real good understanding of knowing exactly what God is all about. And also at the same time, understanding exactly what human beings are all about. Because every single time that he decides, oh, I'm going to do this, he just learns and realizes that he's not really happy in reality. Like, I got out here and sat down, and I had to sit down for about 15 extra seconds because he decided I'm just going to start barking like crazy at those. I'm going to start barking like crazy at that. I'm going to start barking at the camera. I'm going to start barking. He just wanted to start barking at everything. So I had to take 15 seconds to just say, hey, we're not going to be barking at anything. We're not going to be doing that. And he just totally understands that because he doesn't want to have to deal with that. He wants me to take control of that. And I'm like, I appreciate you for that, man, because I'm definitely here to be able to take control of that for you. And that's exactly what God's all about. And that's exactly how he's going to be able to make sure that you're able to have a nice, successful life on this planet without having to worry so much. And with that, I hope y'all have an absolutely great day, and I hope you're able to do something different today. Do something different that you've ever been able to do. Be a part of something that is just completely new, and to get away from the old. And don't think that the new is going to be the old. Know that the new is the new, and the old is back there for a reason, and don't keep trying to go back to it. Don't try to put the old stuff on new people. Make sure that you're constantly growing into something new, into something different, that is constantly making sure that you're getting into a place that you're happy with, and not so much as worrying about what someone else is going to be happy with, but in reality, making sure that you're happy with what you're happy with. And I just want to say thank you.